Welcome to today's deep dive. You probably think checking your air quality should be, as easy as checking the weather on your phone.
Right.
You open an app, look at the numbers, and decide if you need a mask for your run.
Right, exactly. But in India, getting that instant data is, well, incredibly complicated. So today we are looking at an Air Voice report that shows exactly who gets to see their air quality in real time and where the map just goes completely dark.
Yeah, and it really comes down to two very different government systems. You've got the National Air Quality Monitoring Program, or NOMP, which is the older network, and then the Continuous Ambient Air Quality Monitoring Network, or CAAQM.
I mean, mechanically, they are worlds apart. NMP is literally like using a vintage film camera.
Oh, I love that analogy from the report.
Yeah, it works so well because they are physically sending human beings out to collect filter papers from these stations just twice a week.
Yeah.
Then someone actually has to drive those papers to a lab to be weighed and analyzed.
So you don't even get the picture until the bad air is already history, like
Yeah.
days later.
Exactly, which is why the CAQM system is so vital for, public health. Those are fully automated stations acting as a digital live stream. Sensors measure the pollutants and beam the data to a server instantly.
But, okay, if we know how to do the live stream, why are we even bothering with the manual filter papers? I mean, does the real-time data actually change health outcomes enough to justify upgrading everything?
Oh, absolutely. The report points to this massive initiative China rolled out back in 2013 to prove exactly this. They didn't just install sensors, they practically forced the disclosure of that real-time data to the public through apps.
Wait, so they made sure everyone had it right on their phones.
Right, and it actively changed human behavior. People started rearranging their commutes, keeping their kids indoors during spikes, and wearing masks.
Wow, so that immediate feedback loop really works.
It worked so well that the health benefits from reduced outdoor exposure actually outweighed the cost of the entire monitoring program by an order of magnitude.
So if this digital live stream is basically a proven life-saving tool, you'd assume it's the standard everywhere in India now. But looking at the spatial analysis in the report, that's definitely not the case.
No, not at all. There is a massive geographic divide. Megacities like Delhi are incredibly well monitored, actually exceeding their recommended minimum station counts by like 50%.
But outside those hubs, the numbers are wild. A staggering 40% of all Indian districts have zero monitoring stations of any kind. None.
Yeah, and the gap gets even worse when you look specifically at the automated CAQM stations. Like 62% of districts completely lack that real-time live stream.
You know, I was looking at the breakdown by state, and Goa really stood out to me. The report notes Goa saw about 5.5 million tourist arrivals in just the first half of 2025.
Oh, yeah, the Goa data is fascinating.
Right, yet they rely entirely on those manual NAP stations.
Yeah.
If Goa has millions of tourists pouring in, how can they not afford automated stations? I mean, is this just a local funding issue?
Well, it's actually a byproduct of a specific national strategy framework. See, the government prioritized its resources on 131 designated non-attainment cities.
Non-attainment meaning places that have historically failed to meet air quality standards.
Exactly. So the funding and the automated sensors get funneled almost exclusively to those severe problem areas.
But if you're only focusing on the cities that are already choking, aren't you just building like isolated islands of data?
That is exactly the flaw the report highlights. They have inadvertently created what they call observation enclaves.
Observation enclave.
Yeah, you have dense clusters of automated measurement inside city limits, but then vast, completely unmonitored rural territories between them.
Which means we have literally no idea how the pollution is moving regionally.
Right, because air pollution doesn't respect city limits. When agricultural smoke or industrial exhaust originates in those unmonitored gaps, it travels on the wind.
And by the time that regional pollution hits the sensors in an enclave like Delhi, it's already trapped in the city.
Exactly. You've lost the ability to track its source or even warn people in its path. So an effective network requires equitable public health preparedness, not just putting sensors where the smog is thickest.
Which brings up a really concerning point. As these government blind spots persist across huge parts of the country, the report notes a massive growing ecosystem of private, hyperlocal air sensors stepping in.
Yeah, you see them popping up everywhere, but those private networks aren't publicly accessible.
Exactly. Which leaves you wondering, as climate and pollution challenges grow, will access to that life-saving real-time data inevitably become a private luxury for those who can afford it, rather than a fundamental public right? Definitely something to think about.